to learn how I achieved this look using only zero waste products? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Leah. Thanks for tuning in and for your curiosity about a zero waste approach to the wash and go. Now, being as how this is my first video, I'm going to take a tiny small fraction of time to explain the purpose of this channel. Let me start off by saying that this will by no means exclusively be a hair channel. I don't have enough experience to tell people how to take care of their hair, and I don't vary my hairstyles that often. This channel will be about sustainability and my journey to a more minimalist and holistic lifestyle. What I learn and incorporate into my life, I'll pass on to you. So, zero waste, for those who don't know, is more or less when a person completely eliminates or significantly reduces what they send to landfill. Pretty much following all the R's in sustainability, which, depending on which infographic you look up, will include anything from reduce, rot, refuse, recycle, rethink, repurpose, repair, and reuse. I've got a ways to go before getting to the point of being zero waste, but I'm definitely on track to being a low waste individual. I decided to kick off my channel with a hair video because I haven't seen a ton of content out there with low or zero waste tutorials about hair care, especially for those of us with beautifully coily hair. I decided to show a curl definition because, as you can see by these clips, I am totally obsessed with this style and have been for years. To achieve this curl definition, I did everything from an avocado oil pre-poo to using some rice water. I DIY'd a curl elongator, a liquid conditioner, and a flaxseed gel. And I also used some pre-made zero waste products like a shampoo bar, a conditioner bar, and a fenugreek hair mask from Bell Bar Organic. Bell Bar Organic is a great Black-owned hair business that I'll be going into more detail about later in the video. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start off with transferring the rice water to a spray bottle. So the reason I called it bootleg rice water is because I literally just threw it together in a couple of minutes. I had some ground jasmine rice left over from another DIY and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I just added some orange peel and some water to it and let it sit for a couple of days. The avocado oil pre-poo that I mentioned earlier in the video, I actually did a couple of days in advance. All I took was some warm water in a spray bottle, spritzed my hair, added the warm avocado oil, and then finger detangled and detangled with a wide tooth comb. So here I'm just making sure that my hair is thoroughly detangled. I'm applying the rice water at my roots as well as my ends to make sure it's evenly distributed, and going in and finger detangling first and then following with a wide tooth comb. I intended to leave the rice water for only 10 minutes, but I actually ended up leaving it for about 30 minutes while I prepped for the next step. So while the rice water was sitting in my hair, I prepared my hair mask. I used the Fenugreek Intense Regeneration hair mask from Bell Bar because my hair was starved for protein, y'all. I'd been neglecting it lately and it needed some TLC. Now, as you know, you do not want to go too heavy on the protein treatments, especially on low porosity hair like mine. I wouldn't usually do rice water in another protein treatment, but I figured it was okay since the rice water wasn't prepared in a way for maximum extraction. So the hair mask instructions said to add a few tablespoons of hot water to the powder, smooth out the lumps, and then add a fresh ingredient or conditioner of your choice. I opted for some hair strengthening banana, some ghee to treat my split ends, and some honey for its moisturizing and antioxidant properties. You don't have to go full on pantry like I did. You can keep things simple to 1 or 2 ingredients. But since I had all of those things on hand, I figured I would just add them to the mix. Now, this was my first time using Bell Bar Organic products, but it definitely won't be my last. Bell Bar Organic is a Black-owned, woman-owned, family-owned business consisting of a mother-daughter team that specializes in DIY products for women of color. Link below if you'd like to learn more about the products they have. Once the hair mask was ready, I got together all the other ingredients. These are the items I'll be using to achieve my curl definition. I use a shampoo bar from Sustainable House, which is a zero-waste store out here in New Jersey. It's a lot smaller than what I started out with initially. I have used this several times and can vouch for the fact that my hair responds well to it. I also have a solid conditioner from High Bar. I do apologize, I don't remember which one. I recycled the packaging a while ago. As you can see, the bottom is a bit shaved off. I used some of the shavings to create my own DIY liquid conditioner for ease of use. So with the shavings, I added some hot water and I just put that in my NutriBullet and it really came out good, guys. It actually looks a lot like the regular conditioner that you buy in the store. I also did my own DIY leave-in / curl elongating cream. I just used some shea butter, avocado oil, and some flaxseed gel. My recipe wasn't very precise, but Bree Hall does have a really good recipe that I've linked down below in the description box. Now for the piece de resistance, the flaxseed gel. All it is water and flax seeds boiled until thick, strain it through some cloth, and that's it. It provides great hold and moisture without being drying. So after showering my body off camera, I was ready to shampoo my hair. I didn't account for all the water that would end up splashing on the floor with the curtain open. So needless to say, that made for a lot of frustrating moments, but it made for a lot of laughable and fun moments too. Okay, we are going to swap angles because there's too much water getting on my floor, so this ain't gonna work either. So I know the Pila liquid screen protector definitely works. I literally just dropped my phone from like up there. I was trying to prop it up with something and it was a big sturdy object, but obviously it wasn't sturdy. And yeah, it fell face down, like glass down right into the tub, and there's not a crack on my screen. Thank God. Okay, so after nearly destroying my phone in the shower, I figured it was best to just film with the curtain open. So hopefully, even with all the bloopers, you can still see how to properly use a shampoo bar. You basically have to lather it in your hands first, and then you apply it to the scalp. You don't want to apply a shampoo bar directly to the scalp because it might overstrip your hair. Any shampoo can be a little bit harsh on the hair, so it's best to kind of lather it and make sure that you have enough water and not too much product concentrated on the ends. I actually concentrate any shampoo that I use on the roots, and then I kind of just rake it over the ends a little bit and let the water like drip down over it. Here's the Bell Bar Organic Hair Mask. It's nice and creamy. That ghee is always creamy. There are some lumps because I didn't mush up the banana as much as I should have, but this stuff is looking good. Nice and shiny. Like my comb in the shower. You can see here my other curl pattern, whereas the rest of my hair was wavier and a bit drier because of the low porosity. I think the back of my hair around the nape is actually normal porosity, and the curl pattern is always different than the rest of my hair. I consider the back of my hair more 3C and then the rest of my hair more 4A, maybe even 4B. But yeah, it's not uncommon for people to have like multiple curl patterns on their hair, or even different porosities for that matter. The back of my hair usually takes the moisture well, whereas the rest of my hair usually requires more grunt work. So here's how I look with the bell bar treatment in my hair. So the hair masks needed to sit for an hour, and full disclosure, I actually used a plastic disposable conditioning cap underneath my hothead heat cap. I've had an EcoTools cap that was reversible and a lot more eco-friendly, but it was dirty at that point, so I used a disposable one and just intend to use it again and again to reduce my footprint. After letting the hair mask sit for about an hour, I decided to set up a little workstation to demonstrate the rest of the curl definition. Your girl was not feeling standing over her bathroom sink for the rest of the shoot, so I just put aside a bowl and a pitcher and all my products and demonstrated on one section of hair how the step-by-step process would go to finish the wash and go. You're supposed to go in with conditioner after the hair mask, so I decided to start with the creamy conditioner I made from the high bar shavings in the hot water. I wanted to go lightest to heaviest first. The only reason I made a creamy conditioner is for ease of use and for when I'm rushing, but honestly, that high bar solid conditioning bar by itself is so great on my hair. It feels really, really luxurious, and it really saturates my hair because, as you'll see later in the video, I'm going to have to apply it directly to the hair shaft, and it gets my ends coated so well. So I decided to use both just for the sake of time, but also for the sake of application. At this point, my hair had already been detangled several times, so I just went ends to root with the wide tooth comb and then followed up with the Denman brush. So here you can see I'm applying the solid conditioner to my ends and then working my way up. Guys, I promise it's a lot easier than it looks. Yes, it's more time consuming. It's the reason I literally do a liquid version for just about every solid bar I have, whether it be a dish soap bar or a conditioner bar, and I'll even do a shampoo liquid version eventually in the future. But this way is a way that I still like to incorporate because I just love how much it really coats the hair shaft. The product gets really saturated onto the hair, and as you'll see when I comb through with the Denman, there's a whole lot more product on it than when I had it in like the creamy conditioner form that was more water-based. Next, I'm going to go in with my DIY leave-in / curl elongating cream. For my curl definitions, I always apply a cream or curl elongator first before adding the gel. This ensures my hair is moisturized and helps further define the curls. I concentrate the product on my ends and then work my way up to the roots. Now, my technique involves sectioning the hair and raking the product through with your fingers, but you can do whatever method you prefer. You just have to be mindful of the products that you're using. Like, I'm not sure how flaxseed gel would distribute with the prayer hands method, but something like shingling seems like it would work really well here. You're going to see me reaching for that picture a lot because curl definitions, especially on my hair, require soaking wet hair. Now you can always reapply moisture with a spray bottle, but I thought this would be a little less time consuming. So same process with the flaxseed gel, making sure I concentrate the product at my ends and then work my way up and rake it through the roots. Now I used a lot of flaxseed gel on every section because my hair is so thick. I really wanted to make sure that everything was coated evenly and that I would be able to coat and clump all the curls. So you might not need to use as much as me, but just go by the thickness of your hair and how dense your hair is. I have a lot of hair, so I needed a lot of gel. You can see the gel starting to coat the strands. Now, usually I have a little bit more water when I do my curl definitions, so I decided while I was in the shower and just doing the rest of my hair to add more water and product to this particular section. When I step out of this shower later and you see the final result, just know that I added more product to this section off camera. Now out of this shower and I'm feeling myself. I could tell that flaxseed gel did a good job of coating each strand. My hair looks more wavy than coily, and that's really just because of the heat styling that I'd gotten within the past year and a half. I wear my hair natural and I don't get it straightened often, but I did get my hair straightened more recently. Most recently February of this year, so the coils aren't all the way there except in the back. That always seems to hold up and always seems to behave itself, but all in all, I think this is a really good look. I mean, it's going to dry exactly how you see it, and those treatments are just my hair was soft, it was moisturized, it was shiny. I couldn't ask for more except a trim, which yeah. So I decided to do a little bit of diffusing because it was already late afternoon and I wanted to make sure my hair was dry before bed, but unfortunately I gave up after 10 minutes. I do not have the patience to dry my hair fully. It just takes a really long time because I'm low porosity, and I also don't have salon grade tools, so it is a tedious process. I actually ended up going to bed with my hair still slightly wet, and I regretted that the next day. After I was done pretending to diffuse my hair, I decided to slick down my edges with the flaxseed gel. Now, depending on your hair type, you might want to use something else for stronger hold, maybe even make a thicker flaxseed gel or apply more product. I know for me, while my hair is wet, it takes to a lot of different edge control gels really well, and the flaxseed gel actually did a good job of holding my little hairs in place. I just brushed it down, and normally I would tie it with a scarf, but since most of my hair was wet, I just left it be. But anytime you do some edge control, you can always tie it down with a scarf to make it last longer. So this is after about 20 minutes of air drying and 10 minutes of diffusing. You can see that the flaxseed gel is helping the hair hold on to its curl pattern. If I were to just get out the shower without any product, my hair would just fluff up and it really wouldn't have any curl definition at all. So I do know that the gel is doing its job. It did get a little bit fluffy because I got carried away when I was diffusing. I held the attachment a little too close to my hair and had it on top of my hair when I really should have been hovering with it for a while. But other than that, I really do like this curl definition. You can see up close that the curls are really defined, especially in the back. And again, my hair is actually just pretty wavy because of the heat styling that I had done earlier this year. With regards to the outcome, you can always apply more water and add more product if there's a section of hair that didn't turn out the way you wanted. Okay, so things didn't exactly go as planned that first night, and since I didn't let my hair air dry completely that first evening, I decided to touch it up a few days later. Now, in that time, I actually went to a bulk grocery store and got some marshmallow root to add to the flaxseed gel the second time around. So what you're seeing here is a combination of flaxseed gel and marshmallow root gel. You can certainly stick to flaxseed gel alone, but I think for me personally, I'll be adding marshmallow root to my flaxseed gel from here on out. I absolutely love it. It helped elongate and clump my hair even more than just flaxseed gel alone. It added slip, it added moisture, it added extra hold. So I think it's great. I've linked a video below that somebody combined the two. I would just personally suggest that you use a bigger ratio of flaxseed gel to marshmallow root than what was used in the video. Like 2 parts flaxseed gel to 1 part marshmallow root instead of the 1-to-1. If you're not particularly a fan of flaxseed gel, or if it's hard for you to get a hold of certain ingredients I used, you can certainly DIY some other gel or curling cream of your choice. Like, for example, aloe vera gel is another great gel that you could have used for a wash and go. So, just utilize whatever options are out there. Another thing I wanted to emphasize, if you're fortunate enough to have access to a bulk store or a zero waste store near you, utilize those resources because they have a lot of great DIY essentials, zero waste essentials. Even sometimes they have brands that aren't traditionally zero waste. Like, I'm fortunate enough that I have 2 that opened up near me recently, and one of them carries Talia Wajid. Like Talia Wajid, y'all. So if I'm ever too tired to DIY my hair products, I can just go there with an empty container and just stock up on hair products that way. Now, what if you don't have physical access to any of these resources? There's also the option of TerraCycle Loop, where you can actually get products shipped to you and you send them back the empty containers. There's a ton of online resources out there for obtaining zero waste products. So see what's accessible to you, see what works best for you. I mean, it's not a one size fits all thing for everybody, but as long as your heart's in the right place and as long as you're willing to try to cut back on your waste, then you're taking a step in the right direction. So enjoy the process and have fun because every little step counts, y'all. Okay, so this video has gone on long enough. Hopefully I was able to give you some ideas on low waste, zero waste styling for natural hair. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. I will definitely be shooting more content in the future, and I'll see you soon.